Hey fam, it's been a while. Welcome to another episode of the Rooftop Corner. This is the show where I talk a lot about the 100 girlfriends who really love your series, all sorts of news and topics and the like. I am your host for today, Rindo, and I'm cosplaying as DJ No Smoking Before 20. And I gotta give you a public service announcement, family, to please do not smoke before 20. That's bad, don't do it. And I'm also a huge advocate of, don't of drinking responsibly, don't drink and drive, and be safe as always. And yeah, well, Rooftop Corner, month of May, right? Of course, I'm gonna start this off by saying, well, I'm sorry I waited this long, right? Right, while the iron is still hot, right? I want to give a huge shout out and a huge happy birthday as well to the one and only protagonist, the best boy, our boy, right? The man among men, the paragon of all humanity and of all boyfriends, right? I would argue. Rentarou Aijo, the main protagonist of this very series. We celebrated his birthday last May 1st, right? So, Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you. And to Rentarou's birthday, I would say, may the 1 be with you, right? Or may you find that one person who always supports you, who always has your back, right? Though he may have though he or she may have their flaws, right? Being with someone or having someone stick by your side no matter or through it all, right, no matter the cost, is something that you should really always cherish that very person, right? Whether it be a friend, family member, or whatnot, always keep them close to your hearts, right? And yeah, with that being said, of course, with Rentarou's birthday, there is a lot of amazing Rentarou fan art, right? You can check them out on Twitter using this hashtag right below, right there below. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can check it out. Just input it there, just plug it in there in the Twitter search bar thingy, and there pops up a lot of these amazing Rentarou fan art. And speaking of Rentarou fan art, you can also check out this amazing illustration made, or drawn rather, by Akane Yano-san, who is the anime's character designer and chief animation director, right? Super beautiful. And on that note as well, there's also the birthday card from the official Hyakkano Twitter account, X account as well, right? And there's also this montage GIF, sort of a GIF, right? That's sort of a montage of clips of Rentarou from the Hyakkano anime official account in Twitter or X, right? You can check them out as well in the link below. So that's pretty cool. Now, this is kind of old news actually within the month of April, but I didn't bring it up in the last episode of the Rooftop Corner. And this is super cool. This is the Love for Family Hyakkano event, right? So basically, it's, from what I understand at least, or based on the translations that I've read, it's a sort of exhibit, right, that features the scenes from the Hyakkano anime, right? And aside from scenes, there's also a lot of more additional art styles, right? Drawn by yours truly of Akane Yano, right? The chief animation director and designer of the series, right? And this event is actually, what surprised me as well is that they've actually made an official a Twitter or X account, right, for this particular event. You can check it out at Hyakkano_LFF, right, or Love for Family. I'll put a link below as well for you to see it for yourself, right? And this as well is sort of a immersive experience, so to speak, right, where you can be a part of the family. That part of the translation, I have no particular clue as to what it entails, right? But I would imagine that there would also be there would be things other than just simply screenshots, or not screenshots, but rather scenes or posters or sort of these images, right, from that you can see from the anime. But it's gonna be an immersive experience where you can feel like you're gonna be part of the family, right? So yeah, this whole entire event would be lasting, or would start rather, from June 7th to July 15th, right? And it's going to be, for more details, you can just check it out. I'll put a link below as well, another link below for you to check out more of the details. If you don't read or speak Japanese, you can just Google translate it, but I guess take it with a grain of salt, so to speak, right? Because some parts of the translation may be a bit off, but it's still enough to at least get a good grasp of what this is. And personally speaking as well, fam, I am very happy and very excited as well for this to come. But also, again, it's one of these events of Hyakkano, right, of this series, of which I really wish I would have planned a sort of a visa and passport, to be able to go to Japan and witness and experience this for myself, right? Because time and time again, as I keep doing reading news about Hyakkano, right, and even doing these videos where I talk a lot about the different events that Hyakkano has, from just simply the pop-up shops that would happen, the merch collabs and such, to the events that would be held in the theaters or theater stages, right, for example, right. I really feel jealous, envious, sad as well that I wouldn't be able to make it, right. And as a huge fan of this series, it would really be my dream to at least experience one event, or at least get some form of legit merch of these pop-up shops. Which, by the way, speaking now, right, there's a new edition of pop-up merch, right. This sort of series where all of the girls are in sort of a Easter themed bunny girl outfit, which I find to be super cute. Please do check it out as well. The lineup is pretty amazing, and I really love it. Now, the Hyakkano collab, right? Going back as well, or going back to more news, the Hyakkano collab with the Rebirth for You a card game, right? A trading card game, right? There's a booster pack and a trial deck as well for Hyakkano, right? Now, this image that I'm about to show you, this one right here, right? As you can see, of course, clearly the characters, right, of the Hyakkano anime, right, from Hakori up until Hahari. But if you look closer, all of these cards are signed by the voice actors playing these characters, right, in their own character cards, which I find to be super cool. Now, I'm personally I used to be really into the trading card scene when I was in my high school years, right? Specifically Cardfight Vanguard, right? It's also the very card game of which where I got the name Rindo, right? And Vanguard has been a huge part of my life, though I haven't dabbled in other trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic the Gathering and others, right? Vanguard to me was something really special, right? And at times, there would be also indeed these cases of which the signed cards, right, of the illustrator or the very creator or someone really huge part in the production or in the entire Vanguard scene, right, would be able to sign a card. That's in a very shiny look, right, or pre-signed, so to speak, right. It's like part of the card, I find it to be so valuable in its own way because of just how much I guess personal attachment that you can have with this very item, right. It's just something that you can be happy about simply because it's there, right? And in the case of these cards, in my personal opinion, that seems to be also the case as well. But of course, we should also limit ourselves to not be too attached to these things, right? Find other things that we love, and also balance ourselves as to what we love or what we can love and what we can just accept that we cannot get. For example, case in point, these specific cards, right? Now, man, I'm really looking forward as well to seeing who would actually get one of these signed cards. Maybe, I'm not actually sure as well if these are actually going to be released within the booster packs or part of the booster packs or part of the trial decks for that matter, right? Or if this is going to be sort of a limited copy, right, or limited number of copies, or there's going to be multiple, who knows, right? But either way, having it signed and with the character as well, something that's really cool, right? Me personally, this is just my my trading card game TCG geek side, fangirling off, right? And you can also check out more in the description below, right? Now, manga news. I want to talk about specifically these 3 chapters: chapter 171, 172, and 173. Rentarou is sick. Though that might sound bad and impossible, right? Like Rentarou Aijo, this guy he could get sick or something like that. Of course, I'm just kidding around. But yeah, I always really love and appreciate these types of plot lines, right? To explain further, right, this is a chapter of which, thanks to Kusuri's drugs and the magic sprinkling of Nakamura Sensei's plot writing magic, right, sprinkled in, we get to see these 3 different scenarios of 3 specific groups, right, of, for lack of a better term, 3 specific groups of within the Rentarou family, right, who get a chance, who get their turn, right, to take care of Rentarou, right, when he is, when he is not feeling well, right. And in each of these scenarios, right, it's so good personally. I was really fulfilled, at least, right? Because the classic, there's this classic, I guess, plot scenario, right, or this event, so to speak, that would happen in a romance story or whatnot, of which the girlfriend or the boyfriend or the partner, right, would essentially take care of their sick other partner, right? And within that scenario, a lot of things really come flowing into mind with me. Like, for example, things like the girl or boy would feed the partner who is who is still in bed, right? Draping over a what do you call this, the cool head or a towel, yeah, a towel over their forehead, checking the temperature, all of that cute stuff that can be that does sound, look, and feel amazing to witness in a romantic story, and it really makes you feel so warm and fuzzy inside, right? By how cute and wholesome it can be, right? And in the case of this series, the way that it's portrayed, right, through the different scenarios, right, of Rentarou being sick, and in these 3 chapters, well, it really did do a great job to capture at least that essence, right, of showing how much the girlfriends care for Rentarou, and just how cute and fun it can be, and how unique it is, rather, of which how they would take care of them, right? In fact, I have a lot more to say about this, but perhaps it's something for a later video. But what I can say for sure is that, again, each one of them is very fulfilling in their own way, and I really love the appeal that each and every one of these chapters have, right? It's really good for the heart and soul. And after reading each of these chapters, the reaction, right, I guess, Rentarou's reaction at the end of each of these chapters is exactly the state that I would be as a reader, right? And you would understand if you check the chapters for yourselves, right? So there you go. Hyakkano has a lot in store, right? And I really can't wait for more events and a lot of different collaborations and such to happen, because, when the time comes that I do eventually get to have the chance to go to Japan or such, right? Or be able to procure those items here in the Philippines, right? I really want to hold on to that sort of passion as well, right? And that love and appreciation for a work that you really respect and you really love, right? And yeah, here's to more Hyakkano, and once again, happy birthday to Rentarou. Shout out to all of the Rentarou fans out there, which I believe is all of us within the Hyakkano community, right? So, yep, with that being said, thank you for listening, family, and take care.